Coach Schwartz Says, brought to you by your Southeast Michigan Ford dealers. Think Ford first. And the Henry Ford Medical Group, team physicians for the Detroit Lions.
Well, if that wasn't one of the best Sundays in Detroit sports history, not only were the Tigers getting it done in New York, but the Lions had your heart going 100 miles an hour down in Big D. We are happy to be joined by head coach Jim Schwartz. And, Coach, how's your heart doing after these last couple of weeks?
You know, my heart rate doesn't get up a whole lot during those games. You're too busy thinking about all the different things that are going on. At halftime this week, my heart rate got up a little higher than it did the week before, but we got it back down, and you know, our team has a good resiliency to it, and you know, they respond well in a lot of different situations, and we responded well these last couple of weeks.
You know, it's interesting you went there because I wanted to go there regarding halftime. I'm wondering, in these situations, are you getting angry with the team? Are you being emotional at halftime? Or having been through it the week before, how did you handle it yesterday?
Every week's different. You never you know, pre-plan it or anything like that, but it was a little bit more intense at halftime than against Minnesota. I mean, we were really playing poorly in just about every area, and we were making uncharacteristic mistakes, and it just wasn't us. It wasn't the way we wanted to present this team, and you know, we did a better job in the second half.
You know, you talked yesterday about Bobby Carpenter and his big interception. I wanted to not glance over that, but look more specifically at the interception by Chris Houston, because in the first half, they were really going after him. And he talked about the effectiveness of their hitch passes, and he made an adjustment, and that adjustment paid off. How big was that adjustment from Chris Houston yesterday?
Well, he needed to, because they were targeting him early. He gave up the touchdown pass early to Des Bryant, and then he was playing off, and they were completing a lot in front of him. But once we got into that third quarter, you know, did a good job of knocking away one of those passes in front, and then another short pass he was able to intercept, and picked up a great block by Kyle Vanden Bosch and was able to get in the end zone on it. You know, Bobby Carpenter's was a big turning point in the game. Chris Houston's, you know, not only didn't give us field position, it put another score on the board, and it set our offense up for what they did in the fourth quarter.
The team is obviously very comfortable being 4-0. It doesn't seem as though the nation is, though. Continually disrespected. You're hearing a lot of chatter. Finally, Chris Carter had a little mea culpa today and said he was wrong about Calvin, but add that to the mix of what Rob Ryan says. The guys have to at least be aware of it. What are they saying, and how are they responding to this chatter about the team?
Everybody takes it in stride. It really doesn't matter, to tell you the truth. Nobody practices any harder or any less hard because where we are in the power rankings or what our record is or what people say about us. We know it's about the next week, and it's about preparing and working hard, and we have good players that understand that and have been around, you know, and have been through some tough times, and it makes the good times a little bit easier to handle when you've been through, you know, some of the situations we have here.
This is going to be such a fantastic week with the Tigers playing, with you guys getting set for the Monday night game. Can you recall the first time you took the field for Monday night? What's different about it for these guys who have not yet had that spotlight on them on Monday Night Football?
Anytime you play on, you know, Monday night, there's a couple things. Number one, there's no other game. So if somebody's watching a football game, it's going to be yours. You know, just about every player in the NFL that's not involved in the game is watching it, so you're in front of your peers. And it's the only game on that day. You know, Sunday, you know, you have a Sunday night game where it's the only game being played at that time, but, you know, some people might be all footballed out by then, and, you know, I'd already watched 2 games that afternoon. Monday's a little bit different. There's a lot of build up to it. You know, it's a really late start. There's a lot of time during the day for, you know, for everybody to get excited and everybody to, you know, to get ready for that one game. I think those are the things that make it different.
We got about 30 seconds. I know last week you shared some thoughts on the Tigers matchup with the Yankees, but now they're back home. What are your thoughts on tonight? You got JV and CC going again.
I mean, Verlander's just so tough. You know, I don't think I've ever seen a pitcher pitch at his level, you know, that been in the same city with that. And just, I don't watch a whole lot of baseball after the start of training camp, but it just takes about 2 seconds to see what kind of command he has. And, you know, it's not just, you know, throwing 100 miles an hour. He can paint the corners. He's just outstanding, and you know, it's nice to know that in a short series like that, you can put a guy like that on the mound for you.
Well, I appreciate the time. I know you're going to be spending a lot of time in your office this week, but it should be one of the best weeks in Detroit sports history. Thanks a lot, Coach Schwartz.
Yeah, it'll be good for the whole city. Thank you.
Okay, be good. And don't forget, fans, that only 7 days from now, it'll be the Lions and the Bears on Monday Night Football. We will be live all night, all around the city, focusing on Ford Field, our pregame show starting right here on Channel 7 at 7. You won't want to miss it. It is the Lions and the Bears on WXYZ.